IEM Shootout 2. Now, some of these I bought, some of them were sent to me. Actually, most of them were sent to me. I own these and these, and that's it. Powering all of them with my brand new Tascam MH8, which, if you're saying, oh, well, that's not going to power IEMs properly, they all got run through the Koan Plano D here also. So, I verified integrities. Lower that volume there. Left to right. Back as the champion of the last shootout, TT Pod T1, and I'm not sure if it's a T1E or the T1. I'm pretty sure it's just a T1. Zeal Sound HD 300. These were sent to me. These are the wood, I guess you can call that a cup ones. The Shure 215s are finally getting their review. They've been here longer than I have almost. The $8 Panasonic HJE 120s, Ergo Fit, which are white. Then the Naomi hybrids are here. These were sent to me by someone who, so they're officially, the last time people were questioning if they were authentic, because I gave the Xiaomi kitty cats a shit review. But we'll get to these. And finally, the Massdrop RE-00s. Right? Right? Yes, the Hi-Fi-Man RE-00s. So, let's line them up and knock them down. Let's go through some stuff. Cat's about to do a thing. Hi. I mentioned it in another video. I'll mention it in this video. I actually mentioned it in that video, which you guys probably haven't seen yet. I will review the cat if the Patreon hits the $1,500 mark. Until then, you have to just wonder. Now, I've made post-it notes because this is quite a bit to remember and go through. And I've made sure everything fit, everything had a good seal, and then I judged. Starting with the bus letting out its air brakes as it goes by. And then after that, let's talk about the Hi-Fi-Mans. So these are a Massdrop exclusive, which means a link down below takes you to Massdrop, which means they may or may not be still on Massdrop. We'll have to see. These have the most comfortable cups, pads, plugs. Plugs. Why are you just sitting there? God. Attention whore, level 2. Most comfortable. You put them. Oh, look at this. I mean, look at the size compared to like everything else, like a normal. Now you can buy something like this for most of these. These come with. The only problem with that is when you put them in, if you put them in, oh, they feel great. They're probably not seated. I've had to twist and lift and or else there's no bass. The bass is like non-existent. They're low bass to begin with. They more focus on excellent clear highs. There's no bass unless you find the bass. Now maybe my ear canals are ruinous. I might have ruinous ear canals that take all the extra work to get to fit. But I'll go through my list. No bass unless fit. Check. Poor indication. This is a problem with at least 2 of these. Okay, you pull them out of your pocket. Fuck. They are identical. Front, you can't tell the difference left and right. So you got to look here. At the very bottom of the strain relief, when you shine it just so, there is an R and an L that are so small, they're not even 1/8 of an inch high. For you Europeans, that's like probably 3 millimeters high. So, just a note, this is going to be a note forever now for all manufacturers. If you're making symmetrical earplugs, earbuds, IEMs, whatever you want to call them, for the love of God, color that red. It's just a big silver. If I had a red marker, I would do it. But I'm sending these back to Massdrop, so I really shouldn't be drawing all over them. But I would if I owned a pair, just so I could tell them apart. Super comfy. Imaging. Now I've gone through my share of a few IEMs, and one of the things that you have to look at is imaging, more so than in headphones. She's just gonna hang out here all day. Go. Fushta. If you could tell me where Fushta is from, you win. Good imaging. Now, imaging is going to range in this test from great to meh. Meh being meh. Hybrids are meh. So let me explain quickly before, since you might be the first person watching this. Soundstage is when the sound doesn't sound like it's coming from your ears, it sounds like it's coming from further away. And imaging is how accurate and sliced up it sounds between your ears. So I know there's a song here that is slightly off center, and there's like a drum that starts at the, yeah, bubbles, or a couple of them. And if it sounds like it's coming from the dead center, I know the imaging isn't that great. If it sounds like it's coming slightly right, I know the imaging is better. You could hear multiple placements of instruments and things. Instead of just middle, left and right, middle, right. It's all on the thing. So these have good imaging. Good. Not great. Soundstage is actually okay. You hear something and it doesn't sound like it's squeezed inside your head. You can get away with that. What these do best of the group, or I'll say some of the best of the group, is vocals. No sibilants, clear. I wrote there and I underlined it. Clear. These are clear sounding IEMs. You put them in, ooh. There's no muddiness, there's no lag time. The fact that the bass doesn't come in unless you really adjust it might atone for what it is, but I think they're not designed flat. They're designed with a little bit of a highs lift, just at the end. Just a touch. So, are they a recommendation? Yeah, absolutely. They're built well. The wire is cloth here, and then standard or non-standard slippy rubber here. Right angle connector. It's a good length. Moving over. Xiaomi hybrids. Inefficient. That's number one. That's the first thing on the list. Because I have the volume knobs individually here, and they're all sort of like 2 o'clock, except for these, which are like 3 o'clock. Which on that amp is a lot more power. So, you look at them. You can tell which is left and right because they're shaped oddly. They come with the 3-button here for microphone and controls for your phone. They're light. And they're metal, so they're well built. And they go into the wire, which is, again, rubber here. Then at the break, it switches to fabric. But it's shorter than the other ones. But not by much, by like 3 inches. And that 3 inches is annoying. I went to lean over to do something over there, and I nearly broke everything. So just keep that in mind. As far as packaging for the Hi-Fi-Mins, by the way, they came to me in a little plastic bag with just a really nice Velcro tie. But that's it. These hybrids came to me in this cardboard box that has some foam in it that you shove them in. So I guess you're not carrying that around. It is cardboard. Let's go through them all. Panasonic came with nothing. You ripped open the box. The Shure comes with a nice little package and all sorts of different things and blah, 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 blah. The Zeal Sound here came with a little canvas bag. It's canvas. It's legit canvas. And 3 different size things. And you all know what the TT Pod came with. Back to this. Inefficient. Flat sounding. Flat sounding. Now, not neutral. Not like Shure 840s where they're neutral and they sound great. They sound flat. There's no sibilants because they sound flat. The imaging is meh. Remember the meh imaging? Well, here they are. These sort of did, you know, there was no good delineation between center and just a little bit to the right. It was just center or not. Center or not. No or low soundstage, I wrote. So it's coming back again to like where the hybrids here are not any better than the first. They're better than the first round when I did them against the TT Pods. Those things were atrocious. These at least are only boring but decent. So, I mean, if you have a pair ready, that's fine. But we're going to go through the rest of this. And for the price, and I actually have the prices up here. Hold on. I'll do a price run right now. TT Pods, we all know, $26. The Zeal Sound, $22. The Shure 215s, those, $96, but I'm going to call that $100. Then we've got the Panasonics for $7.88. The hybrids for $25.90. And these RE-00 is for $35, free shipping. So, write that down. These are like okay. I don't know if I wouldn't, with everything here and with everything I've heard previously, I would not like jump out and say, oh, the hybrids are the best. These only they're the one. No, they're not. Moving on. The $8 IEMs, the Panasonics. Now, someone said, oh, you got to get, actually a couple people said you got to get these and try them because they're like the best in the class and they're so cheap. And they are so cheap. And that's why at the bottom of the one that you can't see behind the tube, it says cheap because they feel cheap. This is like a plastic with the wire in it, and the wire is not good. Oh, God. Do they fit? Yeah. They fit. They come with at least another set. I had to put the biggest ones on, but it's a weird. I know there's most IEMs have a circle that you squeeze it. This has an oval, so you had to really get it on there, and it sort of distorts it. But when they fit, and they fit decently because they're small and light, these almost feel like they're built like airplane ones. Maybe better than airplane ones, but you know, no sibilants. But boomy bass. That seems to be the thing. When you go cheap, boomy bass happens. But here's the thing. Although they have meh soundstage, which means out, they have good to great imaging. So they're not, they have weak muffled highs and great imaging. I'm going to say great imaging. It's maybe good imaging. I can't decide. The point is, you put them on, they have weak muffled highs. So that automatically affects how vocal clarity is. And the fact that they have boomy bass, some people like that. What do they sound like? They sound like $8 IEMs. And if you just need ones to like give your, well, I wouldn't even give them to your children. You can give them to your children, I guess. No one likes their children. So this would be fine. I'm not going to spend much time on these. I couldn't live with the cable. I tried to straighten this cable. I took like a screwdriver and I like bent it over and like stretched it out. Like, oh, please be straight. No, it's just always crooked and janky. So, I mean, what do you want for $8? Is basically what I decide on this. They're boring. They're not boring. They're bassy as shit. I'm looking at where the wire is and I'm lining up with the wrong thing. Janky as shit, meh soundstage, boomy bass, weak muffled highs, but good imaging. Good to great imaging. Now, the short 215s. Finally. What did I write? Very top. Can't get it to fit with Fs. Just Fs is what I wrote. Because, you know, I could take this pair of Zeal sounds and just... They're now in my ear. We'll try something a little bit harder. These have the foam tips. Roll tips. Twist, 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 twist. They're now in my ear. Okay. Let's put on the short 215s with the foam tips, because those are the only ones I can get to physically hold in my ear because they fit like ass. Ready? You can time me on this. Go. Roll that. Over. Shit, the thing didn't go over. Hold on. Okay. This is legit. I'm not fucking around. I'm trying to get these on. Alright, so over the ear, and then the thing rotated. I gotta find... Because this rotates. Get this over the ear. Am I just spastic? Is this what it comes down to? Is everyone... Oh, fuck, I missed the thing. Hold on. Okay. I now have them settled behind my ears. Waiting for that foam to expand. They're in. That's how long it takes to put these in, if you're human. Maybe you're better than me. Oh, no, I'm not doing the listening now. Okay. Fuck, annoying to put that in. But, once you get them in your ears, once you spend the time to get this thing around your ears, and these are detachable, by the way, because all Shure IEMs have replaceable cables. Oh, God. Throw it into the garbage now. Okay. Once you get them in, they have great imaging. Not that sort of maybe or the great image. No, great imaging. Like, right there. They have a flat tone. They're not exaggeratory in the highs and the lows. They're just flat. as we all know Shure likes to do. Now the soundstage is actually not great. It's pretty narrow. So you put them on and nothing happens, like nothing sounds bigger than what you're listening to. It's just there. But the imaging takes up for that. Now, vocals. We're back to the Shure is boring category of things. Because the vocals are very detailed. I mean, just everything sounds exactly like it should. But they're boring. We're talking about a $100 set here, so they are aiming at not a $300 set. I know there's $1,500 sets of IEMs and custom ones, but I wrote at the bottom of this post-it note, probably winner. Probably winner. Because that imaging is great, because the tone is flat. And after, even though they fucking can't stand putting them on my head, they're still very good. They transcend that when you put them in. I actually like this wire too. Of course, Shure's wire is the all the strain reliefs, all of them. So the fact that it's a replaceable wire anyway, why would they even bother? Since you could just break it and replace it, or just it'll never break because it's got all the strain reliefs. So yeah, I do like these. I just hate putting them in. You better there's no like take this out to talk to somebody. You put this in, and then you just unplug it from wherever you're going and leave them in all day because it's too annoying to take them out and put them back in. So that's their detriment. Some people like the system. I could give a rat's ass about it. On to the Zeal sounds. Now, wood. Wood, good. Also have, well, the indicator is, again, there on the strain relief, but at least this has a logo that's only on one side of a little music beats with a thing, so you could look at it and go, where's this? Right. So if you could see the thing when they're out, like that, then you know which side you're on. And when they're blank, you're on the right side. So, that's wrong. Well, yes. Wrong, right. Also, you could tell because it's got the one button answer phone call microphone thing right here. But, actually, why is that on the left side? That's unusual. Are they usually on the left side? No, this one's on the right side. God damn it! Well, you got to remember which side it's on. Now, very similar design to the RE. Bit straighter on the thing. I do like the finish, the fit and finish. The wood and the aluminum for however much it was. I said the number under 30. These do look really good. The wire is cloth. Goes to a nice little thing here. The little baby strain relief, unlike the Shure's. They're actually pretty damn long, which I like, because I like to be able to take my phone in and out of my pocket and and not have it get caught in anything. Came with 3 sets, and obviously I have to put the biggest one in. These are V-shaped. Very V-shaped. These are the whompin' bass IEM of the table. Now, because they're V-shaped, that means the mids and therefore the vocals are a bit recessed. So, you got to consider that. However, the bass is hard. I just wrote hard bass. Hard. This is some bass in these. Is it the wood? I don't know. Maybe. They sound loud. When you put them on, they're like, oh. Most people, if you showed them all these IEMs, would probably pick these because most people just love V-shaped stuff. And for mobile use, I have no problem with it. They have a fun sound. They do have sharp highs and sometimes sibilant vocals. Sometimes. And then they have that killer bass. So, good imaging. Not great, just good, which is nice. And low sound stage. So really, these are the party IEM. I don't hate them. I don't hate them. It's just, you have to want, you know what a bass boost switch does to like your headphones? This is a bass boost switch on your head. You can't shut it off. You'd have to go and EQ it out to calm it down. They are right up there inside your brain. Just shaking like a bastard. If you seal them right. Which I had to go to the largest ones. I had the medium ones in. I thought they fit. They didn't fit. The large ones fit though. So, bass cannons. Little baby bass cannons. If you're into vocals, probably skip these. But if you're into like heavy rap, R&B, there you go. And then finally, back onto the TT Pods. Now, these won the last round. And frankly, they won this round as well. That's cool. Everything, see, I haven't taken these out in a while. I've been concentrating on the ones that have to go back to their owners or that I just were sent. And so like, all right, yeah, I'll compare them the last day, which is today. So I gave all of these their listened to. I started writing out their things, and then I'm like, I got to get the TT Pods because that's what I promised I do. I want King of the Hill. And I put these in after listening to all of these, and the first thing I wrote on that fucking post-it note was, Soundstage, yes! Like, I remember that being a thing. I remember it was possible. And I'm writing like, oh, this has good soundstages. None of these have great soundstage. These do, though. The TT Pods still do. Clear vocals. So, take soundstage, these win. Clear vocals. It's a choice between this for clear vocals or the RE-00s for clear vocals. But then you add the bass in these is just dual driver heaven. And then I put on my imaging tests, and they've got great imaging. So they've got soundstage and imaging and clear vocals and clean bass, and they're not exaggeratory in anything, and they're still the king. Now, they've got a 3-driver one I saw for like $70. And I'm tempted, but they look retarded. They've got, it looks like a real uncomfortable thing to wear. But maybe. I was just, so relieved. And I did use, it's not like I use a brand new, I burned them all, I burned them in, which is a thing that does happen with the movement of the driver, especially in an IEM. Think about this for a second, all right? Let me talk to you. I may do a whole video on burn-in and why people love it or hate it or don't understand it. When something's got to move a very minute amount and it's brand new, it may not move all the way in and out. So you got to use it. You got to stretch it. That's why you got to drive a car like 1,500 miles before you can actually like pound on it. You got to let all those seals break in. All the things have to move and get settled. Same thing with IEMs, or most IEMs. You got to use them. And I used all these. That's why I got that amp, so I could just put them on and go to bed. 10, 12 hours later, because I sleep late. Boom, you're done. Now, so TT Pods take it. TT Pods still take it. As far as if I had to pick one off the table right now and walk out. Followed by either the RE-00s or the Shores. Now granted, the Shores are 3 times more expensive than everything on the table. But I gotta try to get these plugs. They're just so comfortable. They're so comfortable. And the clear vocals out of this, I understand why people obsess over them. The Xiaomi hybrids, they're better than the $8 ones. Congratulations, Xiaomi. The Shores, once you get them on, they're good. But if you're talking about me having to live with it every day, I couldn't do it. I couldn't. It's just too annoying. I mean, IEM is supposed to be convenient. These are convenient things. And these are inconvenient over your ear. It'll rotate. Oh, fuck. So. And then the Zeal sounds, if you're in the mood for the low end. And the build. God, they look really nice. You can just tell this wood has been machined by a machine. If that makes any sense. I would also color this red. In fact, I'm probably going to color it red. So, I mean, these at least went with a sound. I'm V-shaped. That's what I am. They're not trying to be flat. These are trying to be flat, and these are trying to be flat. These do a better job of being flat than the hybrids. These are $8, so, I mean, you are just broke. These are not winning today. They just happen to have good, you know, good soundstage. I'm sorry, bad soundstage, good imaging. So really, the stars are once again TT Pods, followed by either the Shores or the RE-00s, which are really nicely built. Just simple. Go about your day. You've earned it. Sitting through one of these, because IEMs are not. My ears are just not shaped for IEMs. But yet I sit here and torture myself. Every little nitty detail. No sound demos because IEMs. Big shout out to the Tascam. Maybe that review will be linked in the description, and then I'll release it on its own later. We'll see how that works out for views.